With this work, we're going to start talking about how does intergenerational trauma exist today. This work is not easy, but we're going to...
My name is Ayana Sol Machado. I am a scholar activist, an educator, and a facilitator. The work, as I describe it, is work around healing and liberation. ACEs stands for Adverse Childhood Experiences.
When a young person experiences those adverse childhood experiences, ACEs is what it's referred to often, right? It is extremely traumatic and extremely impactful in the development of the brain and their ability to learn.
A lot of what's happening here is the lack of relationships, the lack of love, the lack of the lack of support, the lack of acknowledgement, right? So we're dealing with young people who may be feeling really isolated from the beginning.
And it's extremely important to be able to be trauma informed, and that means understanding that the trauma is there, being compassionate with that person, right? Trying to figure out how to reach this person, just being able to be present with them because knowing that the trauma exists.
Our brain literally responds to our experiences. How the brain develops during those adverse experiences, those negative experiences, those traumatic experiences, the same could be said for creating those positive experiences as well.
Our brains have the ability to change, and the most important ways of doing that is by building relationships and by creating those positive experiences.
And so the role of the volunteer in developing those relationships with these students and creating positive experiences, I would say that's 99% of the work they should be doing. I mean, 1% should be focusing on them learning that whatever content they need to be working on. Building those relationships and creating those experiences. Cultural resilience is a theory that really builds more on an assets-based approach. Instead of acknowledging things that they're lacking, it's really acknowledging the strengths that they have. Yes, you may have had adverse experiences. What was a life lesson that you learned out of that experience? And what is a skill? In general, to identify cultural resiliency, it's hearing people's stories.
The importance of building that relationship with that student and creating that safe environment and creating a positive experience is going to be the only way that you are going to be able to engage a young person in their learning.
This chapter, Al-Ma'idah, or the table spread, focuses on a definitive establishment of relations between the Muslim community and Jews and Christians. This verse, in particular, has captured my heart in a beautiful way because of its wide-ranging implications. The Quran seems to suggest that there is no right way for all humanity to live. The Quran would say that we should all live in accordance to God, but what that might look like could be different from one nation, one community, one people to another. The Quran directly addresses a theological problem in a wonderfully esoteric way. The question being, why is there a difference? Why the different languages and cultures and religions and philosophies and values between people, and why are there believers and non-believers? The Quran says not to focus on changing one another's habits right now, and instead trying to pass the test of human diversity. As the Quran puts it, we strive to do as much good as we can and pass the test of human diversity.